the first batch of appointees, how do you appreciate the strategic significance of prioritizing these three appointments or sectors?
Well, thank you very much. If you take the three of us, that is the three offices, not the persons appointed to occupy the office.
Right.
And go back to our manifesto, that is the NDC 2024 manifesto, you realize that the economy was a central plank of our campaign.
Correct.
Because we had assessed the situation under the previous administration and come to the conclusion that the economy was not doing very well. And I'm sure with the benefit of hindsight, Ghanaians will agree that that assessment was right.
It wasn't your assessment.
Well,
ratings agencies,
right.
Fitch, Moody's, S&P in 2022 had already given us a junk status.
Yeah, that is so.
In ratings, never before.
Well, so basically what I'm saying is that, from the objective evidence on the ground, the economy was going to be a central part of the campaign, and it was a central part of the campaign. And you recall that between 2013 and 2016, when, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was president of this country, the issue of power, was, Dumso.
That's correct.
Was one of our Achilles heels. And that was one of the reasons why we were booted out of power. And of course, the man is wise enough to know that he will not repeat the same mistake, twice. And so the energy sector was also critical. And you remember when there was a leadership change in Parliament and the justification that the party gave, that the economy and energy are critical, and therefore the Honorable Ato Forson, then as our ranking member on finance and economy, took over the leadership of Parliament, and then Kofi Amabua became the deputy leader of Parliament. And so the energy sector was a very critical aspect. And then, of course, accountability, public sector corruption,
right,
was also a key part of our, campaign. And then, tied to that was the famous Aura. Which we'll be talking about very soon. Yeah, right. So the Operation Recover All Loot became so popular with Ghanaians that the president thought that, giving the Attorney General that mandate, having the energy minister or the Honorable Jinapo, as part of the first set of appointments, and the economy, was going to communicate to Ghanaians how central these three sectors were to his governance, in his second term. Right. And so it was so strategic, because we had to hit the road running. And if we had to hit the road running on all these fronts, it was these three that he wanted to start with.
Great. Economic transformation. A year on, inflation almost 24% at the time, right, has dropped to single digits, around 5%.
That is so.
The lowest since CPI rebase in 2021.
Yeah.
The currency has remained relatively stable. I have said I have my doubt if this is organic. And this has been consistent. There has been consistent supply of
foreign currency,
power as well.
Right.
Despite the initial fears that there were going to be problems. Ghanaians appear generally satisfied. What has been the contribution of your office to the economic miracle, so to speak, that the broader public, is so satisfied with the government about?
Well, law does not have such a direct connection to the economic performance of the country, but its contribution will be indirect. So, for instance, our department is in charge of the drafting of legislation, and so we take instructions from the MDAs, including the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana, to refashion the laws of the country in a manner that will inure to the benefit of the people of this country, or that will ensure that economic performance, is enhanced. And so if you take the fiscal measures that have been introduced, all the bills were drafted by the Legislative Drafting Division, and then, of course, we always advise on how the bills can be.
That's different from the 2 million you had flagged.
Right, the $2 million has also been flagged. Okay, so, and I'm going to pursue them for that $2 million because, it's very, very clear from our evidence that they were overpaid by $2 million. So I'm going to, in addition to the 22 that has been confirmed by GRA, I'm going to, pursue them for that.
Shouldn't we take some of the explanations? J-Plan Pool, they suggest that this 2 million must have been a clerical error.
It wasn't a clerical error. It is very, very clear from the, okay, so we use the invoices. Okay, the invoices, we obtained the invoices from the Ministry of Finance, from the DACF, that is the Disassembly Common Fund,
right,
and from PPA, and compared all, the invoices we received, and that figure is confirmed by all the invoices. Okay, that they were overpaid by $2 million United States of American dollars. I will insist on that. I am considering either taking a civil action to recover, or possibly bringing criminal prosecution, prosecution against the company and its directors. All right. So on the tax front,
that sounds like a threat. You're threatening them.
I'm not threatening.
And using the fear of criminal prosecution
no.
to get them to hurry to pay.
Look, let me say something. Let me say this. All right. I can make the evidence available to Ghanaians, and every person who looks at the evidence will, confirm that what I'm saying is not a threat. I'm just simply putting out the objective facts. So, for instance, if I make available to you now the GRA letter confirming the 22 million, and I tell you that I'm going to collect it because that is my duty to make sure that, there's accountability. So, it should not be seen as a threat to the company, all right? I can take civil action to collect it. I can also decide to prosecute them for criminal, misconduct.
Right.
Yes.
So now we understand that how you contribute to the economy.
Apart from that, we are doing offshore investigations. So I have foreign asset recovery companies, okay, or personnel that are helping me, experts that are helping me to trace assets abroad.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are doing that.
And you do them simultaneously with your investigations?
We are doing them simultaneously with our investigations.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So as